Hello and welcome back to Major Moves in Leadership. My name is Rochelle Bridges. I am Major Bridges in the Army, and we are discussing leaders are still human. My leaders out there that's killing the leadership game, you got it down. You know exactly what it takes to continue setting the conditions for your team to be greater. Because you understand that leadership is not about you. Exceptional leadership is a lifestyle. You encourage your team members to go out and fulfill their personal and professional goals. You do not hoard information in order to create a single point of failure. You praise in public and correct in private. You are rocking and rolling when it comes to leadership. Well, I have a secret for you. There will be times where you're going to fail. There will be times when you're stressed out and you're dealing with personal issues. There will be times when you miss the mark. There will be times when you make mistakes. I know. However, the key is not staying there. When it comes to failure or making a mistake or a failure of mission or a task, the key is not staying there. Now, personal, that's something completely different. And we're going to discuss it later. Now, when it comes to identifying, that's the first thing, that a mistake has happened. You're taking responsibility that a failure or a mistake has happened. The second thing, you are going to formulate a plan of how to prevent it from happening in the future. The third thing you're going to do is identify those resources that are available to you at your disposal. The fourth thing you're going to do is execute. You're going to execute your plan. Now, execution is one of the most powerful words in the English dictionary. Execute the plan. The fifth thing you're going to do is get that feedback, assessing how effective your plan was. And remember, your goal or your end state, the desired result, is for you to prevent it from happening in the future. Hopefully it's something that you can prevent, and hopefully it's not a mistake that is career ending or may have caused loss of life. We're talking about mistakes that you can actually bounce back from. The sixth thing that you're going to do, you are going to adjust accordingly. Now, with those 6 steps, I encourage you, leaders out there that's rocking and rolling, to put in your leadership kit bag. For my leaders that are out there that have been in the leadership role for an extended amount of time, and you may be saying at this particular point, I make mistakes all the time. Hopefully, you're not staying there. Hopefully, you're using those 6 steps that we just discussed to put in your leadership kit bag so that you can get your teams back on track of where they should be in their direction or their journey and becoming greater and fulfilling those organizational goals that are nested with height. Hopefully, that is now the case. For my new leaders out there, you're saying, yes, I have personal obligations. I make mistakes within my team. Sometimes I feel like I'm just not getting it right. For those leaders out there, I say use those 6 things that we talked about and put them in your leadership kit bag. And then you assessing to see how effective it is. That's like the last thing, right? Adjusting accordingly so that you can continue setting the conditions for your team to be greater. Now, when it comes to personal obligations, take the necessary time to ensure that your home life and your personal obligations are being met. Because you're still human. You are still human. Personal things and other things outside of the team, outside of the organization, may require your time. We've talked about time management and how to effectively manage your time. So now you're going to use those tools to make sure that your personal life is in order so that you can holistically lead your team in their purpose of becoming greater. Now, for my leaders that are out there and they may feel as if, they're failing or they're constantly making mistakes, use those 6 steps. But also remember that you have those that are watching and waiting. You got those that are, their sole purpose is observing and reporting. You got those that are watching to see how you as a leader are going to respond to that failure or that mistake, of how you're going to react to it. Are you the leader that acknowledged that there was a mistake? And as a leader, I encourage you, and it is a rule, I'll say this is a rule of thumb. Leaders take credit for nothing and responsibility for everything. So are you that leader that's going to take responsibility and use those 6 steps so you can adjust to prevent it from happening in the future, to get your team back on track? You have those that are watching and observing. Then you have those new leaders or new leaders that may have aspirations or occupying or operating in the leadership capacity. They're trying to see how you're going to react and what you're going to do so that they can, in turn, if they encounter a similar situation, know how to execute accordingly. So as a leader, you need to remember that leaders are still human. You're going to make mistakes. But how you address it and how you rectify it will determine how you move forward. Don't stay there. Use those 6 steps and get your team back on track. Get yourself back on track. Now, this has been your Major Moves in Leadership. I encourage you to like, love, and share, and have a great leadership day.